Where do they go? To meet the Mets. Hold their collar and they're cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue. So hurry up and come on down. Cause we got ourselves a ball. Cause the Mets of New York town. Give them a yell. Give them a hand.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to Tabletop Baseball TV. I hope everybody's doing well. We're joining our replay, our 69 replay of the New York Mets using Payoff pitch. And it's going to be San Francisco at New York. We're going to get started pretty quickly for San Francisco. It's going to be Don Mason leading off at second base, Kenny Henderson in right field batting second. Batting third is D. Marshall, the left fielder, William McCovey, the first baseman, batting cleanup, Bobby Bonds in center field batting fifth, Jay Davenport, the third baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Dietz, the catcher, Hal Lanier, the shortstop, batting eighth, and batting ninth is Ron Bryant. Ron Bryant was 4-3 with a 4.37 ERA. For the Mets, it's going to be Harrelson, the shortstop. File at third base. Batting third is Tommy Agee, the center fielder. Cleanup is left fielder Cleon Jones. Batting fifth is Don Clendenin, the first baseman. Ron Wood is in right field, and he's batting sixth. Batting seventh is Duffy Dyer, the catcher. Al Weiss in second base, batting eighth, and batting ninth is Tom Terrific, the franchise Tom Seaver. We're right about to get started. We are going to use a replay PC baseball score sheet. I'm using the StatKeeper, the PC game with the 69 season. Then I'm using the Payoff pitch cards and dice. We will be pulling some fast action cards. We're right about to get started and play ball. Tom Seaver against Don Mason. That's a 10. That's a ballpark. A ballpark 86 is in play. And a 67. That's grounded to short. Buddy Harrelson throws him out. 1 up, 1 down. Kenny Henderson, and that's defense. A defense 98. That's above everything. That's grounded to the second baseman. And that's Al Weiss for out number 2. And then it's Dave Marshall. That's an 8. A tough 63. And that is a little ground ball and through into right field for a base hit. So Marshall is on with a single. He will not be stealing. That's a 4. It's a patient 48. That's a base on balls for McCovey. Now it's with 2 runners on. It's Bobby Bonds. Here's the pitch from Seaver. That's a 9. A 9 is patient. A 0-4 is ball 4. Bases are loaded. So after 2 quick outs, bases are now loaded on a single by Marshall and walks to McCovey and Bonds. And it's going to be Jim Davenport. Davenport versus righties batted 218. Here's the pitch. Seaver with a 6. That's a tough out, and that's exactly what Seaver needed there. And that is a 45, is grounded to the third baseman. He steps on the bag, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the first. We're going to input that information very quickly into our game. 86-3. 4-3, and then single walk. And then it was Davenport, who basically was a, I don't even know if, 5 unassisted. Exactly. Perfect. Buddy Harrelson leading it off. Here's the pitch from Ron Bryant, a lefty, so that's going to be a 5. It's in play 0-9. And in play 0-9 is going to be line base hit to the lefty, so he's batting righty. So that's a single to left for Buddy Harrelson. Buddy Harrelson's not really a base dealer, but we'll pull one anyway. No, nothing happens there. And Bobby File, an 8. That's ballpark, a ballpark 80. That's going to be in play 61. That's a ground ball to the second baseman. Let's see, a 6. It's a 10 there and a 7 there. So it's going to be, what did I say it was? It was a ground ball to the second baseman, so it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. The Giants turn one. Tommy Agee with a 4. a tough 51. That's a strikeout. That retires the side. Mets no runs, one hit. We go to top of the second. Dick Dietz leading us off 7. That's in play 0-3, and that is a ball that's driven over the center fielder's head after it is AG off the wall. Big turnaround first going into second base. Stand up leadoff double for Dick Dietz. So Tom Seaver's gotten off to a shaky start. That's a 4, a patient 89, and that is lined and caught by the shortstop. Pitcher hitting card, a 6. That's a tough out. 0-9, that's a K. And top of the order, 2 outs, runner on second. Don Marshall, here's the pitch, 12. That's a tough 81. And that is a pop-up. Second baseman Weiss is there, makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. It's going to be Cleon Jones leading it off. That's a 2 and a wheelhouse 31. And against the lefty, that's a deep drive. Back goes the left fielder. Marshall to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. Mets are up 1-0 on the home run by Cleon Jones. Don Clendenin is next. That's an 11. 11 is defense. A 47 may be. So we're going to look at the range for the shortstop. And the shortstop is Hal Lanier. His range is pretty good as a B. So he's going to get to that. He's going to get to that ball and throw to first, and gets Clendenin for out number 1. Ron Swoboda's next. The pitch from Bryant. That's a 5 in play. In play 98, and that's a fly to left. Left fielder Marshall under it. Duffy Dyer, a tough 49. That's a strikeout. That retires the side. Mets pick up a run on a hit. The home run by Cleon Jones. We go to the top of the third. Kenny Henderson leading it off, 5. That's a tough out, 95. And that is a fly to left field. Again, another tough out opportunity, and a 41 this time, and that's a strikeout. Dave Marshall down swinging. Here's Willie McCovey with 2 outs, and 11 is wheelhouse, a 68. Oh, boy, that's a deep drive. Willie McCovey got a hold of that one, and that's out of here. Game is tied. Willie McCovey unloads on Seaver. Took a Seaver fastball and drove it deep into the night. Bobby Bonds is next with a 7. That's in play, and in play 0-5, and that's going to be lined and into the left field corner. And after it is Cleon Jones. Bonds with speed around second, and he holds up there. So it's a 2-out double for Bobby Bonds. Next is Jim Davenport on an 8. That's a tough 85. That's grounded to short. Harrelson over to first. And that retires the side. 1 run on 2 hits. We go to the bottom of the third. Al Weiss leading it off. It's Weiss, Seaver, and Harrelson. Weiss with a 5, an in-play 41. And that is grounded to the first baseman. McCovey's going to take it unassisted. Pitcher Seaver with a 7. Seaver's a 3. That's an in-play 0-3, and that is a little ground ball, and it ends up, no, it's foul ball. All right, we're going to pull another card. Okay, and that is line and pulled down the line into the corner, and Seaver hustling around first and into second base with a 1-out double. Buddy Harrelson. Ron Bryant, a 6. Patient 93. That's popped up. Left field. 2 out. Bobby File with an 8. That's ballpark. 83 is in play. A 20. That's going to be line base hit. And this may score Seaver. No. Let's see, what is Seaver's speed? Seaver's speed is, don't get a speed. We're going to have to use the card speed. And I think it's a 6. So Seaver's going to score. 2-out single, RBI single for Bobby File. Scores Seaver. Mets have retaken the lead 2-1. Tommy Agee. On a 7, that's in play, 66. And that is grounded to second, over to first, and that retires the side. 1 run on 2 hits. Mets lead at 2-1. And it's time to shuffle. Top of the fourth. This game is moving along very quickly. We played, what, 3 innings in 10 minutes? And there has been a bunch of base runners. So it's not like it's been a quiet 3 innings. So it was single 4-6-3, and then a K in that first inning. Then on the top of the second, it was a double, a line out, and a K. And then Cleon Jones led off the bottom of the second with a leadoff homer. And then a K. I'm going to turn this down just a bit. Sometimes it get a little bit loud. All right, and we're right about to start. All right, here goes. It's going to be, let's see real quick here. 7K home run. It's a double. It's a 6-3. I'm inputting the information real quick here. First baseman. It was a double by Seaver. That surprised everybody. A fly ball to left. RBI single for File, and then ground ball second base. And we are at the top of the fourth inning. Here goes. Tom Seaver versus Dick Dietz. That's a 2. In play, 0-0. That's going to be a defensive call. Range center field. And a 50. Range center field. Tommy Agee is in center. His range is a C. That's a 1-42 is a hit. We rolled a 50, so that's a diving, sliding catch for Agee on a sinking liner off the bat of Dick Dietz. And now it's Hal Lanier with an 8. That's a tough 49. That's a line drive base hit to left. 1 out single for Lanier. We're going to get a bunt. And sacrifice is 5-12. And we got it. We got a 10. So we are, his bunt rating is an A. And it's a little nubber. There's one play. The catcher Dietz over to the second baseman, covering first. And a runner on second base now for the leadoff batter, Don Mason. Here's the pitch from Seaver. That's a 9. That's patient, a patient 98. And that is a fly ball right field. Over is Swoboda. Makes the catch. That retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Cleon Jones leading us off. That's a 6, a patient 18. And that is a walk. So Jones is on. Try to steal with Jones. We need a 4 or less. We don't get it. Don Clendenin next. That's an 8. Ballpark, a 22. That takes us into wheelhouse. That's 1-80. 80% chance that this is a home run. And here's a swing from Clendenin. Drives it deep. And back goes the left fielder. Marshall to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. 2-run shot by Clendenin. And the Mets now taking a 4-1 lead. Ron Swoboda. That's a 7. And that is in play 78. And that is a fly ball center field. Under it is Bobby Bonds. Duffy Dyer's next with a 4. That's a tough 23 is a strikeout. Al Weiss, another tough 89. And that is a ground ball to shortstop, and that retires the side. So it's going to be 2 runs on 1 hit, the home run by Don Clendenin. And we go to the top of the 5th. Ken Henderson, that's a 6, a tough out. 0-9 is a K. A 9 is patient. Patient 0-5 is ball 4 on Marshall. So he trots down with a walk. 1 out, 1 on. Willie McCovey, 12. That's a tough 57. And that is a fly ball left field. On the run is the left fielder Jones and tracks it down. Nice running catch. Bobby Bonds on a 7. In play 26, and that is line base hit. And that's going to send Marshall to third, most likely, and it does. First and third now. With 2 outs, Jim Davenport, here's the pitch. That's a 4. That's patient 92, and that's lifted to left. Shallow left, racing in is Jones. He gets there, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Ron Bryant on 11. That's defense 75. That's going to be above any result. So we're going to find out who it was hit to. It's a range play for a line drive to left. Ball's hooking away from the left fielder Marshall, and he tracks it down. So a fly, a nice catch, and Seaver flies out. Ron Bryant to Buddy Harrelson on a 4.71, and that is a fly to center. 2 out. And now it's Bobby Fowl with a 9. That's patient, a patient 59, and that is a pop-up. First baseman there makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. We go to the top of the 6th. Dick Dietz leading it off against Tom Terrific. That's a tough 0-9 is a K. Next is Hal Lanier, an 8. That's a tough 20. That's a strikeout, back-to-back Ks for the franchise. And the pitcher now with 2 outs, and we're going to let him bat. There are 2 outs, and there's nobody on. Patient 24. A patient 24, and that is a little blooper that drops in front of left fielder Cleon Jones. 2-out single for Ron Bryant, the pitcher. Here's a pitch to Don Mason. That's a 5, a tough out, 57, and that is a fly to left, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tommy Agee leading it off against Bryant. That's 7 in play. In play 82. In play 82, and that is a pop-up shortstop. Hal Lanier under it makes the catch. 7 is in play again, a 44, and that is going to be a low ground ball to the third baseman. Davenport fires to first and gets Jones by half a step. Now it's a 9. That's a patient 04 against Cleon Jones, and he waits him out and walks to first. 1 on, 2 out. Ron Swoboda with a 6. 6 is a patient, a 45, patient 45, and that's a walk. Back-to-back walks here with 2 outs. So Bryant has lost the plate a little bit. Out to talk to him is Dick Dietz. Bottom of the 6th. Mets are up 4-1. Duffy Dyer, first and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Ron Bryant, the lefty. That's a 9. That's patient again, a patient 43, and that is going to be a soft blooper into short left field, and that's going to drop in there. Runners are going to advance 1 base. Actually, there's 2 outs. Clendenin should score on this. Clendenin is going to score, and Swoboda is going to go to third, first and third. Makes more sense. Al Weiss now with first and third. Here's the pitch. That's a 4. Tough, a tough 32. And that is a strikeout. That retires the side. The Mets pick up a run on a hit and 2 walks. And they lead it by a score of 5-1. All right, let's input some data here. So it was the 4th. It was a fly out, single. Let's see, fly out, single, sack hit, 2, and then it was a fly to right. All right, and then Cleon Jones walked, and there was a 2-run homer by Clendenin in the bottom of the 4th. What is it? Fly out, okay, and a ground out. And then Henderson, the top of the 5th. Okay, walk 7. Single, and a fly out again. And let's see, then it was Seaver who led off. Fly out, fly out, fly out. And then it was a pop to the first baseman. And now we're in the sixth inning, and that sixth inning was KK single fly out. And now we are at the bottom of the sixth, finished there. We're going to have to shuffle now. It was a pop up to the shortstop, a 5-3, and then a walk, an RBI single. Walk, RBI single, and then a K. All right, we're at the top of the seventh. We're going to shuffle real quick. And what are we up to? We have 21 minutes, so we're looking at a 30-minute game. I can play much faster, it seems, with the fast dashing cards. Now, it does slow me down because I'm inputting data. I want to do it at the end because it's just not that much fun to input the data at the end. I just rather kind of pop it in there as I go. But it does slow us down just a little bit. All right, here goes. All right, it's the top of the seventh. Tom Seaver versus Ken Henderson. Here's the pitch. That's a 5. A 5 is a tough out. A tough out 0-3 is a strikeout. So Seaver's really collecting a whole bunch of strikeouts. We're going to take a look in a minute. That's a tough 74, and that is a fly ball center field. AG under it, squeezes it for the out. That's a 6. Another tough out, a 22, and that's a K. So we're going to take a look at Seaver's strikeouts in this one because it seems like he has an awful lot of strikeouts, or at least it seems that way. That's one there. That's one there. He's picked up 4 in the last 2 innings. That's why it seems like so many. But so far, he's got 5, 6, 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. All right, so that's no runs on no hits. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Tom Seaver leading us off. He's a 3 batter. That's a 4. So he should be. We should have. Okay, we're gonna have to bring in a new pitcher because if we don't, Brian is going to be a fatigue card, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So let's see. We're going to bring in a guy named McMahon. McMahon's coming in. Don McMahon. All right, and Brian went 6. All right, Henderson struck out. It was a K, fly out, K, and then now it's going to be a new pitcher. Don McMahon is 2.20 RA with 3-3, 1 loss record in the replay. He's going to be going up against Seaver. Here goes. That's a 5. That's a tough 75. Should be a strikeout, and it is. Top of the order. Harrelson's 1 for 3 on the day. That's an 8. That's a tough 17. K. Back-to-back Ks for McMahon. And it's a 7, a tough 31. And that is a strikeout. So strikes out the side. Top of the 8th. Seaver against Bobby Bonds. Here's the pitch. That's a 6. Tough out 45, and that is a big K. Number 8 on the day for Seaver. Next is Davenport. That's an 11. Wheelhouse 63. And that is going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. Weiss up with it over to first. Scooped out of the dirt by Clendenin. 2 outs. And it's Dick Dietz with an 8. That's a tough 84. And that is a ground ball shortstop. Harrelson this time over to his left. Goes on the run and gets his man. No runs, no hits. Bottom of the 8th. Tommy Agee. Let's get back to the screen with the. There we go. All right, Tommy Agee with a 5. That's a tough from McMahon. Tough 83. And that is a grounder to short. Lanier gets to it and throws him out. Cleon Jones is next. That's a 5 tough 0-1. Strike 3. 4th strikeout by McMahon. That's a 9. A patient 23, and that's ball 4. So Clendenin walks. Clendenin has a homer and 2 walks, so he's 1 for 2 on the day. Ronnie Swoboda with a 6. in play, 29, and that is line base hit. And that's going to send Clendenin to third, first and third now with 2 outs. Duffy Dyer, 11, that's in play, 55. And that is a ground ball, third base. Davenport over to McCovey, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, top of the 9th, last licks. So Tom Terrific is 3 outs away from he's allowed 1 run in this game from a complete game. So it's going to be a Lanier, a pinch hitter. Let's see who we're going to get as a pinch hitter. Tom Terrific's pitched a heck of a ball game. We're going to take a quick peek at, okay, we're going to get, let's see, who we're going to bring in to pinch hit in this game. Giants at Mets, August 21st, 1969. And who do the Mets bring? They bring in, I don't have a pinch hitter, but I can find one real quick. We're going to bring in Stevenson, John Stevenson, to pinch hit. So it's going to be Lanier, Stevenson, and Mason against Tom Terrific. Tom, so far, let's take a quick peek at what he has done so far today. He's allowed a hit there. Another one in the second, and then 2 more in the third. So he got off the shaky start, but then he settled down. He's allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits so far. Walks, he walked a couple in the first inning. And then another one in the 5th. So he has 3 walks. And what did I say? 5, 7 hits. Top of the 9th, Lanier. Pinch hitter, Stevenson. Here goes. Fast dashing cards. Patient. Patient 77. And that is grounded. Chop to the shortstop. Waits back now. Charges. Throws on the run. Harrelson gets Lanier. 1 out. That's a 2 in play. In play 94. And that is a fly to right for Stevenson. And that's 2 outs. The Mets and Seaver 1 out away from a victory here. Tough out, a 40. And that is a ground ball to the first baseman. Clendenin takes it himself, and that's the ball game. Seaver wins it. So let's get that in there real quick. It was KKK in that bottom of the 8th. Then it was the, rather in the bottom of the 7th, and top of it was K43, K4-3, and then beats with a 6-3.